Hello YouTube, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan, and yes, I have the honor and pleasure of sitting next to my beautiful Yule tree. I'm so happy. Yes, my next few videos will definitely be featuring the Yule tree, but in spite of being a happily recovered Catholic, I will have the Yule tree up until the 12th day of Christmas, January 6th, which is traditionally called the Epiphany, also known as Three Kings Day. After that, any videos I do after that, no Yule tree. So the time is approximately 7:20, I'll say that's 7:23 p.m. and the date is Saturday, December 29th, 2018. So this is a general announcements video. I'm going to be talking about, this is similar to a what's happened video, but this is really a general announcements video. The first few announcements have to do with what I have coming up in 2019 thus far, but also the last two have to do with somebody that I hold in high esteem. So those two announcements have to do with her. So anyway, so first and foremost, one thing that is definitely not happening in January 2019 is I am not participating in Bare Your Soul Winter Hibernation at Eastern Mountain in Greenwich, New York. Now this is not a bad thing. I thought it was a bad thing. But to be perfectly honest, I did not realize at the time that I was doing something that goes well against Dr. Catherine Ponder's teachings, and that is forcing a result. In fact, it was actually my awesome audiovisual person who had pointed out to me that both he and I were registered in full more than a month before we participated in Bare Your Soul Summer Camp this past August 2018. And it was amazing to me because I'm like, I mean, most of you know that September through December is the busiest time of the year for me. And I was manifesting a lot of money miracles the last few months. So it wasn't like I didn't have enough money to register for Bare Your Soul Winter Hibernation in January 2019. But it just seemed like, pardon me, it seemed like getting it together was just so difficult. And I didn't realize at the time I was literally forcing a result. And again, that goes, pardon me, well against the teachings of Dr. Catherine Ponder. You know, it reminds me of one of my favorite passages from several of her prosperity books. Whatever you fight to get, you fight to keep. And I was essentially forcing the universe to do this because in my logical mind, there really is nothing that prevents me financially from participating in both Bare Your Soul Winter Hibernation, which is in January for the most part, and Bare Your Soul Summer Camp, which is in August. I said for the most part, but officially Bare Your Soul Winter Hibernation does take place in January, and Bare Your Soul Summer Camp takes place in August. And they both are held at Eastern Mountain in Greenwich, New York, which is in upstate New York. So I'm like, okay, so once I realized that I was forcing a result, I had this huge sigh of relief. I had this huge just level of peace. And again, I really did not realize that I was forcing a result. So as much as I would have loved to have reconnected with Grandmother Birch and connected with Grandfather Oak in January of 2019, that will happen another time. Now I'm sure some of you would find it very easy to say, well, it'll be easier to go in August because it's the summer, it's not winter. I was born in winter. my birthday is in January, so that was why the very first Bare Your Soul I was going to go to was going to be a winter hibernation edition. It was not going to be a summer camp edition. And sure enough, my very first Bare Your Soul was a winter hibernation edition in January 2017. But it's okay, because you know what? Number one, I have a lot more peace of mind now that I'm no longer stressing myself out over making everything happen, and forcing this result. So it's okay. Now, next announcement, I have the honor and pleasure of returning to Notions and Potions in February 2019, specifically Saturday, February 9th, 2019 from 12 to 7 p.m. and Sunday, February 10th, 2019 from 12 to 4 p.m. I should mention that with these general announcements, excluding not participating in Bare Your Soul Winter Hibernation in January 2019, and the last two announcements which have to do with somebody else, I will have separate videos for all of these. So this is just a general announcements, like giving you advance notice. So that's important to mention. Pardon me. You know, let me take a sip of my tea. I have been on this green tea kick lately. I'm not a big green tea person. My awesome audiovisual person loves green tea. He's definitely a green tea person. Matcha, gunpowder. Oh, he's all over it. Me, it's like I gotta be in the mood. But lately I have been in the mood a lot. So, and I just finished up a cup of Yogi brand Blueberry Slim Life green tea. Oh, I love this tea. It works, and it's delicioso. Pardon me. So, of course, once I'm back at Notions and Potions in February 2019, I'll be looking at scheduling March through May, if not March through June, for when I'll be back at the store. Now, I'm especially excited about this announcement. So, in March of 2019, I have the honor and pleasure of leading my very third, as opposed to my very first or very second Goddess course. I am very excited about it because, well, for a few reasons. Number one, I didn't know when I would be leading my very third Goddess course. I remember sometime, I would say sometime between 2005 and 2007, Goddess began whispering to me about leading Goddess courses. So, you know, and I did lead 2 Goddess courses that I enjoyed very, very much, if I do say so myself, and that were amazing, if I do say so myself. So I'm really excited about this one. This one is entitled Goddess Everlasting. And one thing that I'm pretty sure I've mentioned in a few of my videos since May of this year, what's left of this year anyway, is that after the Divine Prosperity Simulcast event that I led in May of this year, every event that I lead will be a combination of a group in-person class at a specific physical location, as well as a live online streaming event. So people will have the opportunity to participate live. People will have the opportunity to participate in person for those people who are either living or working or even visiting the New York City area. And of course, those individuals who, especially in Susan Garrett's case and Jennifer Ball's case with regards to that Divine Prosperity Simulcast event, they'll watch it after the fact. So It is going to be a 5-class course. I'm giving you just the basic details now. But I am especially excited about this course because we'll be working with one of my personal favorite goddess-themed oracle card decks. And before I show it to you, let me just say that the first class is going to be super power-packed. It's going to be held on Wednesday, March 20th, 2019. Now there's a lot happening on that date astrologically speaking. First of all, it is the date of the vernal equinox. So it is the date of the sun's first day of transit in the sun sign of Aries, the sign of new beginnings. That's number one. Number two, it is also the first day of the new astrological year. In Western astrology, the new astrological year begins on the date of the vernal equinox. And since Aries is not only the first sign of the Western zodiac, but also the sign of new beginnings, it makes perfect sense. In magical traditions, in some magical traditions, the vernal equinox is also known as Ostara. And it is also the date of the full moon in Libra. So that is like some super magical, energy, power-packed calendar date. And I am super excited about it. And let me just quickly show you the oracle card deck that we're going to be working with. It is called the Goddess Oracle. I'm going to ask my awesome audiovisual person to see if he can do a close-up. So this is actually my second copy of this oracle card set. And this is actually one of my Yule gifts for myself. I love this deck. And I actually discovered the Goddess Support Group spread through the accompanying guidebook, which you can use with any goddess-themed oracle card deck or any goddess-themed tarot deck. But one thing that's new with this set is this. Ooh! Now keep in mind there are several oracle card decks that are either entitled the Goddess Oracle or Oracle of the Goddess. So this is specifically the Goddess Oracle by Amy Sophia Marashinsky, illustrated by Harana Janto. I believe that's how you pronounce the artist's first and last name. Unfortunately, all these years, I have never encountered somebody who has taught me, who has confirmed for me that that is the correct pronunciation of the artist's first and last name. So, but if somebody knows how to pronounce it correctly, please tell me. Please let me know. I'm very excited about it. It will be one class per month beginning in March of 2019. So March, April, May, June, and July. And there's more to come. I actually want to schedule the second class. I probably will schedule the second class between the end of 2018 and the first full week of January 2019. So anyway, let me see. Yes. And I don't like to schedule things too far in advance, so I can honestly say that as much as there's a part of me that would like to schedule every class now, there's a part of me that's like, like there's this like pull from the universe saying no, no, no. But I know it would make things easier for all the participants if I could do that, obviously, and do that sooner than later, obviously. So let's see what happens. But yeah, as I said earlier, as I've said in previous videos, and as I said earlier in this video, it will be a combination of both a group in-person class and a live online streaming event. So people can either participate in person or they can participate via a live online streaming connection, cell phone, internet, computer, or whatnot, or they can do what Jennifer Ball and Susan Garrett did with regards to my Divine Prosperity simulcast event, which is watch it after the fact. I must say YouTube is really good at archiving videos super fast after the live streaming portion is concluded. Now, the last two announcements do not have to do with me. They have to do with Billy, who is the living goddess behind Murder, She Sent. She and her family are moving back to their state of origin. So, as a result, she is concluding both the Murder, She Sent and the first in a series crates. I was a bit disappointed at first, but I'm happy that it's for a good reason and not for a bad reason. So, April 2019 will be the date, will be when she sends out the last first in a series crate, and May 2019 will be when she sends out the last Murder, She Sent crate. As a matter of fact, if my awesome audiovisual person can do a close-up of this, this was in the December 2018 Christmas edition of the Murder, She Sent crate. It features passages from Murder at Christmas by Agatha Christie. But I love this ornament. I'm just so happy with it. But yeah, I'm saddened about it, but at least it gives me the opportunity to explore other subscription boxes after these conclude. And that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. So I am going to, ooh, these are pretty sharp, I must say. So if you have not already subscribed to the YouTube channel of yours truly, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan, I invite you to do so. Make sure that you either click or tap the bell icon. That way you will receive a notification every time I upload a video. And you might want to periodically check all of the YouTube channels to which you're subscribed to make sure that your notifications rather, remain selected. Also, if you have not already scheduled your sacred session with me, whether it is an intuitive card reading, a private metaphysical class, or an energy healing treatment, I highly recommend you do so sooner than later, and trust the universe will provide you with everything you need to avail yourselves of my psychic services, especially if you know to the marrow of your bones that you would receive divine blessings from doing so. But for now, I wish all of you a great evening, a lovely weekend, the happiest of holidays, the most prosperous of New Years, and many, many blessings to you and yours of love and light, prosperity and peace. And good night.